Hello friends, welcome to a new topic today. In this chapter we are going to learn about school health. Okay? So in the school health, the most commonly detected morbidity in school children is dental defects, most commonly followed by goiter, which is again followed by malnutrition. So most commonly detected morbidity in school include dental defects primarily, followed by goiter, followed by malnutrition. So for school health examination, there was a committee which was you know put forward for school health examination, which was called as Renuka Roy School Health Committee. The committee which was put forward in the uh, for school health is Renuka Roy School Health Committee. This has laid foundation for comprehensive school health program in India. This has laid foundations for comprehensive school health program in India. So, according to this committee, medical examination should be done for children at the time of entry and also every 4 years. Every 4 years and at the time of entry, there should be medical examination for children according to Renuka Roy School Health Committee. Then, then after that, the new guidelines have been named by NRHM, where it recommends the health examination at least once in every 6 months. Okay, then we have school eye screening program. So in this school eye screening program, the focus of school eye screening program is given for middle school, that is in 5th to 8th years, that is 10 to 14 year old children. In 10 to 14 years old children, we will do school eye screening program. The screening for eye screening program is done by teacher. So one teacher has to screen 150 students. There is one teacher should be available for 150 students for screening the eyesight. Okay, so what is taken as cutoff? So visual acuity of less than 6.9, visual acuity of cutoff less than visual acuity cutoff of less than 6.6/9 is referred to the PHC. Okay, any visual acuity less than 6.9 is referred to the PHC, and screening is done by one teacher for 150 students. Then we have something called as healthful school environment. So what is this healthful school environment? In healthful school environment, the school should be located away from noisy surroundings. Any school that should be located away from the noisy surroundings, and the site of the school is, it should be kept, at least we should have 5 acres should be there for primary school. Okay, in the school environment, we should its primary school should be built in 5 acres, and at least 10 acres should be available for a higher elementary school. For primary school should be there in at least 5 acres. Sorry, primary school should be present in at least 5 acres, whereas higher elementary school should be present in at least 10 acres. External walls of the school should have at least 10 inches thick, and it should be heat resistant, and there should be at least one classroom for 40 students. There should be at least one classroom for 40 students, and per capita of the school should be at least more than 10 square feet per student. Per student, there should be at least 10 square feet per capita space should be available. Then if you see furniture, there should be single desk should be present for minus type. Single desk of minus type should be present as furniture. And if you see doors and windows area, should be more than 25% of floor area. The doors and windows area should be more than 25% of floor area. The color of the walls should be white. Okay, lightning should be natural lightning from the left side. Water supply should be present through the taps, and if you see, there should be one urinary for 60 students, and there should be one latrine for 100 students. So all these are important. We'll see again. The school should be built away from the noisy environment. The site, it should have at least 5 acres for primary school and 10 acres for higher elementary school. The external walls should be 10 inches thick and heat resistant. One classroom should be present for 40 students. Per capita space should be more than 10 square feet per student. Furniture, The furniture should be minus type or single desk of minus type should be there. And door and windows area of a school should have at least more than 20, there should be doors and windows in a school for more than 25% of floor area. Color of the walls should be white. Lightning should be from the left side. Safe water should be from the taps, and there should be one urinal for 40 students and one latrine for 100 students. Then that is about the school health environment. Then what are the then you should learn about the 10 steps of successful breastfeeding. So these 10 steps of successful breastfeeding are given by Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative 1991 and WHO UNICEF. So according to 10 successful signs of breastfeeding, first we have written breastfeeding policy. There should be a proper written breastfeeding policy. Then all the healthcare health providers should be trained in breastfeeding skills. So training should be done. Then all the pregnant women should be informed about the benefits of the breastfeeding. Then you will have the doctors and health workers should help the mother to initiate breastfeeding at least within half an hour of birth. Within half an hour of birth, breastfeeding should be initiated. Then the health providers should show the mother how to breastfeed and how to maintain the lactation. Then they should give the newborn infant only breast milk. They should ask the mother to give the infant only breast milk, and no food, no drink, not even water should be given for an infant. We will have to ask the mother for rooming in. That is all we will have. What is rooming in? Rooming in is we should allow the mother and infant to remain together for almost 24 hours a day. And encourage breastfeeding on demand. We should encourage breastfeeding on demand and foster establishment of breastfeeding supporting groups and refer them to mother on discharge. Then eliminate any support from manufacturers of infant formula feed. You should not allow any infant formula feed, and you should prohibit distribution of free and low cost supplies breast milk sample. Okay, always and always you should allow the mother to breastfeed her baby. Then assure a safe and healthy positive birthing experience for both mother and infant. So these are the 10 steps for successful breastfeeding under Baby Friendly Initiative. Okay, next we have one important program which has been done, which is Integrated Child Development Services. So these Integrated Child Development Services were started in 1975. The aim of these services is to provide preschool children for proper growth and development. Provide services for preschool children for proper growth and development of a children in growing in rural, tribal and slum areas. So this Integrated Child Development Services is one of the world's largest development program for early child developments. Okay, it is a centrally sponsored scheme and it has the following packages. Here the child is provided with supplementary nutrition. It is supplementary nutrition, not normal nutrition. Here the child is provided with supplementary nutrition, immunization, non-formal education for children of 3 to 6 years, pregnancy and nursing mothers. Health checkup is given and medical referral services and nutritional and health education for women. It also provides nutrition and health education for women. So all these are the integrated, this will provide integrated package of services which includes supplementary nutrition, immunization, health checkup, medical referral services, nutrition and health education for women, non-formal education for children 3 to 6 years, pregnancy and nursing mothers. Next, first we have, there is something called as ICD beneficiary. The ICD beneficiaries are the children or the people for whom this integrated child development service provides services. So ICDS beneficiaries are these include children of age 0 to 6 years, adolescents from 11 to 18 years, female in reproductive age group, pregnant women and lactating women. So all these people are provided the services from ICDS. Then what is the heart of ICDS? Heart of ICDS is Anganwadi worker. What is the focal point of ICDS delivery? Focal point of ICDS delivery is also Anganwadi worker. Okay, then one Anganwadi worker. Each Anganwadi should have one Anganwadi worker and one helper. Each Anganwadi should have one Anganwadi worker and one helper. Then in one Anganwadi center should be present for 400 to 800 population in rural and urban slums, and 300 to 800 population in tribal areas. Okay, in rural slums and rural and urban slums there should be one Anganwadi center for 400 to 800 population, whereas in tribal areas there should be one Anganwadi center for 300 to 800 population, and there should be one mini Anganwadi center for a population of 150 people. There should be one mini Anganwadi center. So in an ICDS program, it provides supplementary nutrition provided through ICDS program is 300 feeding days per year. At least 300 feeding days per year we should provide the supplementary nutrition in Anganwadi centers. Then what is the calories provided? This is also important. So child of age 6 months to 6 years, 500 kilocalories is provided and 12 to 15 grams of proteins are provided. Okay, child of 6 months to 6 years of age, we provide 500 kilocalories of energy and 12 to 15 grams of protein is provided. For malnourished 800 kilocalories is provided, 20 to 25 grams of proteins are provided. And for pregnant and lactating women, 600 kilocalories is provided and 18 to 20 grams of proteins are given. In adolescent girl, 500 kilocalories of energy is provided and 20 to 25 grams of proteins are given. Okay, next, what is the administrative unit of ICDS? Administrative unit of ICDS is mainly the community development block. So this project will cover 1 lakh population in rural or urban slums and 35,000 population in tribals. Then the in charge of this community development block is community development project officer. Under him 4 supervisors or mukhya sevikas work under one community development project officer. So each supervisor will have 25 Anganwadis. So total a community development project officer has 100 Anganwadis below him. Next, this is provided by the ICDS in India is implemented by Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay, that is about ICDS. Then in ICDS there is one more scheme for young adolescent girls, that is Kishori Shakti Yojana is for adolescent girls in ICDS. Then so let us learn few points about Kishori Shakti Yojana. So in Kishori Shakti Yojana, it is a scheme in integrated child development program which is providing facilities, that is health, nutritional status and health status for adolescent girls. Okay, it will also promote self development, self awareness, then hygiene, nutrition, family life and child care to the adolescent girls. This Kishori Shakti Yojana covers 2000 ICDS projects. Now in this Kishori Shakti Yojana there are 2 schemes are available. One for adolescent girl, we have scheme 1. Second, we have adolescent girl scheme 2. In adolescent girl scheme 1, this is girl to girl approach. which is given for age group 11 to 15 years old girls. Whereas in adolescent girls scheme 2, there is Balika Mandals. Here the education and support, nutritional support and health support is given for 11 to 18 years of girls. Then the activities which are provided by this Kishori Shakti Yojana include, there is preventive health, hygiene and nutrition education is given, and working at Anganwadi center and family life. Important things about family life and education are taught, and here the girls will participate in creative activities. They will learn about the education, life skills, personal hygiene, environment sanitation, home nursing. They will learn about the first aid, communicable diseases, vaccine preventable diseases, family life, child care and development, okay, constitutional rights and impact on quality of life. So they will learn about all these things, okay, significance of education, life skills, personal hygiene, environmental sanitation, home nursing, first aid, communicable diseases, vaccine preventable diseases, family life, child care and development, constitutional right and impact on quality of life. So they are taught about all these things. So this is about Kishori Shakti Yojana. So thank you guys for watching my lecture. In the next class we will learn about neonatal screening. Thank you.